Cooking with Huck Botko is a series of revenge documentary style type of films. I've been wanting to cover this video a couple of weeks ago, but I finally got around to doing it. The main character, Huck Botko, has some personal grudges against his family, so he takes revenge by cooking some horrible food. The first film of the series is him making a fruitcake for his father, who he said he dislikes, but he never really goes into a specific reason why he doesn't like him.
Hi, for Christmas this year I'm making my father a fruitcake. I don't like my father, but this year I'm gonna have fun.
He prepares a fruitcake and then he goes outside the streets of New York to have people spit in the cake for $3.
Any more in there?
Merry Christmas.
No, I got one coming up.
Thanks.
That's $3.
I'll give him $2.
That's
And
$3.
Merry Christmas.
I'm dry. Merry Christmas, Kurt.
After baking the snot-filled fruitcake, he takes it to his father as a Christmas gift, and his father enjoys it somehow, even though he said it made him a little nauseous, but he thinks it's because of the burger that he had a couple of minutes ago.
Oh. Did you make this, Robert?
Uh-huh.
Did you make it?
Uh-huh.
Was it fruitcake?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good for you.
Rob made a fruitcake.
Robert said there's raisins.
I just grabbed a bunch. Or use your spoon.
I'm sure it was a hamburger. It's a little nauseous, but I'm sure it's from the hamburger that I cooked.
Not from the fruitcake?
No, not the fruitcake. Fruitcake is good for you.
The second film in the series is him making a baked Alaska for his mother.
She works in Yellowstone Park now, and she's been there since she left the family. And I guess I never really appreciated her doing something like that, so I've decided to go out to Yellowstone and make her a cake, a baked Alaska. And that's about the best form of therapy for me that I can think of.
Following up on his revenge plan, he mixes deceased animals and worms to add up a little bit of evil spice.
Oh. You see him on there? He's right on the edge right here.
That's right, this was our last mother-son thing we did.
Like his father, his mother is completely oblivious to the fact that she's eating deceased parts of animals, along with worms and a little bit of spit that Huck Botko wanted to add to make this horrific concoction of rabies and maggots, and to everyone's surprise, she enjoys it just like his father. The next unfortunate victim in Huck Botko's list is his sister, whom he despises for being quirky, having a good smile, having a trained dog, a good new car, living a perfect life as he mentions it, which he does not live a perfect life, stating that he is not from that world that she has created for herself, and that's his whole excuse for this next revenge film.
This is my sister. Ever since I can remember, it's been her role in the family to lead the perfect life. With her constant smile, the perkiness, the good job, a nice car, the trained dog, she has invented a life for herself that is without suffering, fear, or anxiety. The problem is that I'm not from that world.
After preparing a cheesecake for her, he meets up with two people who have hepatitis B. If you're not aware with that, it's a viral infection that attacks the liver. It can cause both acute and chronic liver disease. It can also cause a variety of skin symptoms, including rashes, bumps, and spots, which the girl does mention here.
I have these weird spots that I don't really know what they are yet.
But they're from hepatitis B.
I think so, yeah.
What do they look like?
Well,
I see there's some
there's
on
a
you.
spot on my hand right there, and I've got some more coming like here. At first I thought it was ringworm,
So after drawing some blood, Huck Botko has them write Merry Xmas on the cheesecake with their blood. Then after it's all said and done, he takes it to the next Christmas party.
Merry Christmas, Leslie. From our family to yours.
From our hearts to yours.
Oh, there's a red dye.
Yep, it's got red dye on it, and it's got cute little decor with some of our Christmas trees.
You did?
No, I just got a lot of red right there in the corner. See?
Sure.
Where it says Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Leslie.
His last and final victim is his older brother, who he says abused him a lot as a child, tried to pierce his tongue, and in one instance hog-tied him and then spread open his butt cheeks. I kid you not, that's what he said, and shoved 3 or 4 grapes up his anus and left him there for his sister to find him. Pretty wholesome.
Spread my butt cheeks, put 5 or 6 grapes inside my butt, left me and my sister.
Sticking to the tradition of bringing something horrendous he baked or cooked to Christmas, he bakes him a graham cracker cream pie. Literally a cream pie. He does speak with the psychiatrist a little bit, and he encouraged Huck to just speak with his brother and try to resolve their issues that way. Since you know a horrendous twist was already coming, he meets up with a bunch of porn stars and he has them ejaculate inside the cream pie.
Pie for everyone. Test how much oxygen's going through your blood. And they were like, we don't think you're getting any oxygen.
Oh my God,
we don't think you're getting enough oxygen.
And you knew you weren't.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say the custard's a little thicker than I'm used to. I think Mom made the custard a little thinner.
And I want to know if you bake your crust first or not, Rob.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Is it salty?
No, not salty at all.
The crust is a little salty.
The what?
The crust has a little salt in it. Mm-hmm.
And like normal, he has his family eat it, completely oblivious that it's literally a cream pie. That concludes Huck Botko's revenge films, at least in the part of food, because the next one is a little weird. It's all about getting revenge on this girl named Julie that rejected this guy named Jimmy that was really into her, and he was going to confess his feelings to her at an office Christmas party. So she comes over to him and tells him that she's Hare Krishna. It's a branch of Hinduism that teaches about a supreme god named Krishna. And she's saying that she shaves her head bald and everything like that. And so he buys the whole lie that she cooked up, and he goes to the office the next day and everybody's looking at him, giggling at him because he bought the whole fucking lie.
I really liked her. I really thought she was cool. And, it was all it was all a lie. She ends up telling everybody that she lied. She told me this whole fucking, bunch of lies. And I believed it. And I'm walking around the office, the next day, like a dope. And everybody looks at me like, everybody's,
You're
whatever.
a sucker.
So feeling betrayed, he goes to his friend, which he eventually finds out he has an STD. So they start cooking up a whole plan to get his friend to sleep with the girl and then give her an STD as a form of revenge. Unfortunately, he has a curable disease, unfortunately to them. So they only have around 12 days so they can cook up a plan to get close to her and then somehow sleep with her and then infect her with the infection so they can complete their revenge.
We basically devised something which involves the lying and the cat together. We're going to bring it all together because we know that this is her weakness. I'm going to get her into bed and I'm going to make her itch. Plus, I'm going to fuck her, so that'll be cool also.
And their whole plan is to make her believe that they're writers and call the shopping catalogs in a magazine and try to get them to get free shit so they can review it.
My name is Dan Crowley. I'm a writer from Mademoiselle magazine, and we're actually doing an article on gifts for pets. I would love it if you could send me a free copy of the waterbed. Do you think that's a possibility?
She's so excited by this whole thing, like the romance of stealing, that, like the whole thing is getting her more into me.
But lo and behold, 12 days was not enough to get inside her panties, and one day before his STD gets cured, she tells him that she's already talking to somebody else, and that pretty much means that they're not gonna fuck. So he has to initiate Plan B.
Earlier that evening, Julie told me that she had been seeing someone else. This made 2 things clear. Number 1, there would be no sex. And number 2, it was time to execute Plan B. I asked Julie to go downstairs and ask her doorman if we could shoot on the roof. I didn't have much time.
That plan being getting Julie out of the apartment for at least a couple minutes so they can enact some heinous fucking acts like pissing in her shampoo bottle, rubbing her toothbrush up his ass, putting some pubic hair on her bar of soap, and mixing her cat food with some of his cum.
I think we're done.
The toothbrush up the ass was pretty,
Well, that's the thing. My back was against the wall, and, I took matters into my own hands. And
The last film is by far my favorite. It's about this guy named Bob Lewis who hunts down bald eagles. His main reason why he hunts down bald eagles is because once his son Kentucky was left outside by his mother named Kitty after she forgot a bottle of milk inside, and during that moment a bald eagle comes in and swoops little Kentucky but lets go after he sees the mother running after the kid.
When Kitty, my wife, had him out in front of the house one day,
Well, she forgets his bottle inside, so she goes in to get it. And while she's in there, swoosh, one of them sons of the bitches sees Kentucky sitting out there, comes down and grabs him. Well, Kitty sees this bird just dragging Kentucky across the yard. The bird sees Kitty and let him go and fly it off. Kentucky just barely survived.
So Huck Botko just kind of follows him around, asks him questions, interviews him about why he's not living with his family anymore, and then he reveals to him that he got caught by his neighbors defeathering 2 bald eagles because he was preparing to eat them, causing the neighbor to call him un-American, a total heathen, and eventually just driving him out of his own home. So he uses that as an excuse to look at the big eagle picture, as he mentions, and stop hunting from within the vicinity of his own home, and then to go out in the wild so he can effectively kill more eagles. And on his pastime, he likes to take nude magazines and make a scrapbook out of them, but put clothes on the women instead of fucking jacking off to them or something. Yeah, in the end, I wanted to break the illusion, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have caught on by now that none of these short films are real. They're all just amateur films that Huck made back when he was younger, I would imagine. I say that pretty positively because he's made things like The Last Exorcism. He's also been in the Virginity Hit. So he's written a couple films, and I'm pretty sure these were just like his beginning films that he was trying to make, which are pretty funny and I think are pretty good. Along with the fact that you can search up Bob Lewis and find out that he's not a real guy. His real name is Keith Barber, that I'm pretty sure Huck Botko hired to be in the last film. But to finish this video off, I'll leave you with the song that Bob Lewis himself made called Bald Eagle.
Those bald motherfucking birds, it's not the last from me they heard. I'm gonna slaughter every last one, not gonna quit until I'm done. Those bald motherfucking birds, it's not the last from me they heard. I'm gonna make them suffer then die. Rotting bald eagle corpses, the apple of my eye.